Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Now what day is it? Oh, it's Tuesday. Yes, it's Tuesday and it's just gone 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It's beautiful outside, bright blue sky, and it's very cool. For here it's winter, so it's 17 degrees. I didn't look that up, I meant to do that. I don't know what that is, say maybe, I don't know, I'm guessing 60 maybe, but if you want to look it up, you can compare it. But for us, that's cold. 17 degrees is cold. When I go outside, I can actually feel the air is cold. And so I call it a 3-layer day, because I've got a long sleeve t-shirt on, a cardigan, and then my padded jacket over the top, and I'm comfortable. And just like fleecy lined track pants and socks and boots. So I'm comfy. But I call that a 3-layer day, not a 2-layer day, or even a 1-layer day, which is what you guys will be having by and large. If you're anywhere in the northern hemisphere, you'll be having lovely just t-shirts and shorts and sundresses and so nice, so nice. One day it will happen here again. It's funny, isn't it, how I always feel a bit trapped in the season, as though it's never going to end. So weird. And when you feel cold, it's too hard to imagine feeling hot. And then when you're hot, you think it's never going to end. You're never going to feel cold again. Anyway, it's not freezing. It's just very cold for us, because we're used to warmer weather. We have many months of the year that are warm, and probably only, I don't know, 2 months when it's a bit cool like this. But winter weather is beautiful. You know, it's crisp and it's sunny and it's lovely. Anyway, enough of my weather. You didn't come on to hear a weather report from Sydney, really, did you? I know my thing is I love to listen to you guys talk about what the weather's like. Always interested in that, so I can't help but talk about it because I'm interested in it, I guess. And you guys are just, you have to listen because you're there. Anyway, I'll stop talking about the weather and I'll tell you that you are looking at my little angel Lottie. She's dressed for the cool of today, all snuggly. I can tell you I had so much fun dressing her. You guys are probably melting just looking at her. I know when it's summer and really hot here, there's no way I could dress Lottie like this, because I couldn't even bear to touch like little knitted booties in the hot summer. I can't even think about them. So you guys might be feeling a bit sticky looking at her, but she's very comfortable. She's dressed correctly for the weather, let me tell you that. So I'll describe to you what she's wearing. Before I do that, I'll just say this is my Lottie. That's what I call her. She's a Mary Ann sculpt by Natalie Blick. And I made her, I think, 2.5 years ago. And I love her. I love her babyish face, but she's not too tiny. She's a good 0 to 3 month size. So I think she's probably, I've never measured her length, and I always say that, but she's probably 22 inches, I'd say. She's about that, but 0 to 3 fit her beautifully. Sometimes I buy 3 to 6 in pants or in baby grows that cover the whole of her, but in general everything she had, all this stuff is 0 to 3, everything she's wearing, except the booties I had made smaller than a 0 to 3. I had them made in a newborn size, because we all know that these sculpts tend to have small feet and small heads, really. So I got a smaller bonnet. Actually, I probably got the whole thing in newborn, didn't I? I've had this set for a long time. I think you've seen it before. I've got it in pale blue and pale pink as well as this cream colour, or winter white they sometimes call it, don't they? Anyway, so she's wearing these gorgeous booties that tie with pom-poms. I absolutely love pom-poms. I remember being a kid and really enjoying making them just on cardboard. They're great fun to do, and they always work. Oh, and speaking of that, let me tell you about my little granddaughter who's turning 11 tomorrow. I saw her on Sunday. We didn't end up having the party in the park because it had rained in the morning. So we're going to have it when we can all get together, probably the beginning of July. I think that will be school holidays by then. Anyway, so I gave her her present, which is a sewing machine. It's a proper, like, adult sewing machine, but somehow they've made it a bit smaller than a full-size normal sewing machine, and she's so excited. She's very good at craft, This is Oscar's little sister. She's very good at craft and she loves making things, and she's very fussy and very precise. So of course I completely relate to that, being the same way myself, and have always been that way since a tiny girl. My mum used to look at me and think, where did this creature come from? Because my mum was she was pretty good, but not super fussy like me for sure. Nothing like that, but my grandmother was. So I reckon that's where I caught it from, or inherited it from my grandmother. Anyway, so yes, my little granddaughter is very, very good at making things, and I thought she's the age that I was when I was sewing things on a machine, and so I thought she would love it, and she does. It's got 12 stitches, it does buttonhole, zigzag, goes backwards, all that kind of stuff. It's got everything. So I gave that to her on Sunday and she was so happy. And I'm so happy because I was a bit naughty and I didn't check with her parents before I gave it to her. Normally I ask the parents, is this present okay? But this time I so badly wanted her to have it that I didn't ask if it was okay. I just thought I really want to give it to her. Yeah, so I did, and I didn't get into trouble. I'm so pleased. I don't have to return it, so yay me. I've actually been wanting to buy it for her since she turned 10, really. I thought of it back then a year ago, and so I'm really glad I found something that was just right for her, the right size, and still a full machine. I didn't want to get her a silly toy one when she's a growing up girl now. And so, yes, that went well. Now, how did I get onto that? I have no idea. Anyway, let me finish telling you about what this little girl, Lottie, is wearing. So we've done the booties, haven't we, in this winter white colour, which I just love this colour. And it's a set with her bonnet, and her bonnet has got pom-poms as well. There's a button on this side that loops up, and so you can still have both her gorgeous pom-poms showing. And then these pants are a winter white, and they've got pink and grey, sort of, I think they're zoo animals. Yes, got zoo animals on there. Let's see if we can identify them. That's a elephant with its trunk chopped off because of the seam, but there's a bear, and there's a something, maybe a tiger, and there's something with a tail, like maybe a donkey, or what is he? Let's see if we can discover what he is. Can't see his little head, can we? Oh, that's annoying. There's his head just peeking out. A lion, is he? Or a lioness? I think that's a lioness. And then, what's that thing? A hippopotamus. They're very sweet drawings of animals. Anyway, so that's what she's wearing, and there's a frill on the back that, you don't often see on these babies because they're always lying on their bottoms and their backs, aren't they? Anyway, that's by Pure Baby. Here in Australia. I think it's from last year. And then underneath all of that she's got a pink, just a plain pink bodysuit, so that there's a collar out the top to keep her neck warm, and it's pink, and it blends in very nicely with the little trousers, the little leggings or whatever you want to call them. Peter Pan collar. And that brand is, I don't know where I got it from, I don't know where it comes from, but it's EBBE. That's the brand of the plain pink bodysuit with the collar. And then over the top of that, she's wearing a gorgeous cuddly cardigan. It's in garter stitch, which is lovely, isn't it? And then there's some little holy pattern around the cuffs and around the bottom of the cardi. And it just does up the front with buttons. And that is a David Jones brand, which is one of our shops here, department stores. I bought that maybe last year. It was a new range that came in, and most of the things were big, but I found this cardigan in her size, so I grabbed it while it was there, because quite often those things come and go. It's an experiment. They think they'll try sell their own brand in baby clothes and see how it goes, and then if it doesn't work, you never see them again. So I grabbed it while it was there. And it's in a 0 to 3, but it's quite a roomy 0 to 3, which looks really cute on her. Just lovely plain buttons. And here she is playing with her beautiful little brown jellycat bunny with a pink nose and the ears that stick straight up. It's a very cute little bunny. I'll just show you the tag so you know. Can you see that? No, of course not. There my Jellycat. And oh, white fluffy tail, of course. You've got to have a white fluffy tail if you're a rabbit. So that's who she's got there. I think I have finally worked out. I was lying in bed last night and I thought, I know why because even my last video was dark, and I was thinking I know why those two videos were dark. And it's because of my camera issues, because I have to reset it every single time I turn it on. I have to reset it because it undoes all the settings and goes back to some strange default thing, probably the year I bought it, like I think it goes back to 2014 or something, and everything's on 0 and all the numbers are wrong, all the numbers that I don't understand. I just use the same numbers over and over again, but what I've done the last few times, or probably the last 2 times, is change the numbers. So instead of putting in 16.9 and something or other, I put in 4.3, and maybe that's to do with how much light the camera lets in. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I could find out if I was interested, but I just want my camera to work. And so I think that's why the last 2 videos turned out so dark, because I had tons of light for both of them. So I just really wanted to come on and have a successful video for a change instead of a dud. Oh, it really gets to me when they don't work. Especially after that first one that I thought was going to be so good, and when I liked, the information I gave you guys and the things I said was okay, but just looking at the poor doll was just pitiful, which is the opposite of what she is. She's a stunning doll. Anyway, I won't get back to that because now we're talking about reborns, aren't we? Talking about this sweet little girl. And also, I tell you what I did yesterday, which was, what did I say today was? I think I said it was Tuesday. Yeah, so yesterday was Monday. Oh dear, the brain, I tell you. I went through my kits because I'm really keen to get painting again. And so I went through them all with something in mind. But then when I was going through them and I was just, oh, I love this one, oh, I love that one, which is, of course I do. I bought them, I bought them because I love them. So I settled on, when I came upon this one, I thought, yes, that's the one I really feel like doing next. And it's a first edition journey by Laura Lee Eagles. So I'm going to get started after this video, and I'm really excited. I can't wait to paint again. It was good having a break with other things happening, obviously with my other doll, Emiko, arriving, and I don't know what else was happening. Who knows? Anyway, it's now time. I really, really am keen to get stuck in and make a beautiful new journey for everyone to see. It's the first edition, so I've had it for ages and ages. Can't remember what number in the edition it is, but I've got the COA, so I know for sure what it is. Sometimes, like I have 2 kits in my stash that are so similar. I had to actually scroll through McPherson's to try and work out which kits they were. They're just absolutely gorgeous. 2 sleeping babies, very newborn. Just my idea of heaven, with that slightly worried, the eyebrows that come slightly together at the front. Yeah. Anyway, I sorted out who they were and was going to do one of them, but then I saw my Journey kit and I thought, oh, I love that little face. Absolutely gorgeous. So Journey it is. So everybody, thank you for joining us today. And hopefully this video won't be dark when I upload it. It looks fine looking at the camera now, but so did the other 2. They look fine and bright and lovely, but I think this is better now. So thank you very much for coming. Thank you for all your wonderful comments, and especially for your support. You friends said, oh, no, I haven't finished, because guess what? This is what I meant to show you. This arrived last week in Happy Mail, the most sweet bear. Let me show you. What do you think about that bear? Isn't he just adorable? Look at him. Love him. He's sort of filled with soft, squishy stuff. A bit crunchy, so maybe there's some glass beads in there. Let's move Jellycat, and I'll just put him down so you can see him better. Isn't he adorable? Look at his bow. It's like a silk bow around his neck in a dusty blue colour. And let me tell you about him. He came from someone who made this card. I'm sure she made this card. I don't think you could buy a card like that. And it's made and gifted by Melanie from In the Sparrow's Nest. she hasn't had any videos up for quite a while, but she's been busy on her farm with her family. She's had visits from her. I think her nephew's been staying with her for 6 weeks. I bet he's had the best time ever. So, her life has been not on YouTube at the moment. But she sent this beautiful bear to me out of the blue. I had no idea it was coming. And guess when it was posted? It was posted on the 8th of April. It took over 2 months to get here. Poor little fellow, he was travelling for such a long time. Look at his fat tummy. Isn't he adorable? Look at that fat belly. So cute. She wrote some beautiful words on the back. I don't know if I should read them, but I'd love to because they're so gorgeous. I'll read them. It says, Dearest Suzanne, we are thinking and praying for you and your loved ones. Oakton, Alder, Laurel and Linden, they're the dolls that she has bought from me, are constantly radiating love, kindness and friendship. And we wanted to send you a little friend to remind you how much you are with us across the oceans. Love, Melanie, Sparrow and Master Rattie Esquire, which is what I've started to call him, and now Melanie has too, because he's such a cute gentleman. It's so funny, that Rattie. It can be quite jumpy and scary sometimes if he leaps out from somewhere, but he's been fairly calm lately. So isn't that just beautiful? Isn't that just the most fabulous present? Travelling for 2 months to get to Australia. It's almost like the olden days, isn't it? Where ships took that long. Now let me tell you about this little guy. His name is Mocha. He was created in February this year. He has is made with viscose, which I assume is what his fur is, glass eyes, polyfill and giggles. So that's really cute, isn't it? And he's called a Carlisle bear, and it says, tattered and torn, loved and worn. Isn't that so sweet? It's beautiful, isn't it? So that's my new bear. I love him, absolutely love him. Thank you, Melanie. She didn't say a word. I had no idea it was coming. Just a box turned up one day, and I thought, oh, what's this? And I don't know if she'd given up hope if I would ever get it, but she didn't say that. So here he is, and here is my little beautiful Lottie, all snuggled and warm. I'm going to put her back in her pram with her blankie and everything after we finish. After we say goodbye and take a few photographs. Hey, Lottie? We'll do that. All right, everybody, now I've really finished, so I'll say goodbye and thank you so much for being here. And we'll see you soon. I hope you're all being safe and taking care. I'm sure you are. No one's going to deliberately put themselves in danger, for sure. We're all going to be careful, aren't we, people? Yeah. All right. Well, I love you all, and I love your comments, your support. I appreciate it so much.